make you think about it and suddenly understand in a way that resonates in yourself. And it's a very personal thing. One teacher can be poison for one person and can be just great for someone else, who can make you understand and make it exciting for you and make it fun for you and make it the right kind of challenge for you. And I was fortunate enough to have met a couple of people along the way who've done that, and I hope to meet more.
In Sophie's Choice, there are 3 principal characters brought together by a very strong director. Was there any kind of feeling of camaraderie between you when you were making the film?
Very warm, very, we were all so excited about the story, the work, and we all it drew us all together, and there was a great, like, 4 musketeers. I mean, Alan and Merrill and Peter and I, when we first went on location in Brooklyn, and we all kind of were sitting around this table, and we all kind of put our hands on each other's shoulders. Like, well, we're here, you know, and it never let up. It was a very intense, continuing excitement. We were sorry, it was sad. We started to miss each other, you know, before we ever finished the movie. We were having a great time.
Well, you've created something that's going to endure for a very long time. I really think Sophie's Choice is going to live on and on and on. And
I hope so.
Jane Pauley, the Queen of Today, will be back with the Queen of the Roses after these messages.
The older I get, the more I appreciate feeling young.
One of the highlights of every holiday season is the annual Tournament of Roses parade on New Year's Day. The theme of this year's parade, the 94th, is Rejoice. It'll be 5.5 miles long, 60 flower-covered floats, bands galore. And this year's Rose Queen, 17-year-old Suzanne Gillaspie of San Marino, California. Here she is making her network television debut on Bob Hope's Christmas special last night. And now that she's an old veteran at it, here she is making her morning network television debut with us. And congratulations belatedly.
Well, thank you.
You've been wearing your crown for some time. At 17, you're a little younger than past queens have been, aren't you?
Well, yes, most of them are, well, actually, the queen last year was 17, but she turned 18. And they sometimes pick them from PCC at Pasadena City College.
Yeah.
And it's where the girls try out from the city college.
But you're still in high school.
Right, I'm a senior at San Marino High School.
Yeah. You also told me you're the first Suzanne.
Right, I'm the first Suzanne. I'm probably one of the shortest, too. I'm only 5'2½".
Still in high school, when do you get a chance to study?
Well, I study at night, and I do go to school. I still go to school, but right now we're on our Christmas break. But it's hard that I do it at nighttime.
You're working pretty hard, too. I understand you even have an assignment on Christmas Day.
Right. We have to meet the Michigan players. They'll be coming in on Christmas Day.
Poor thing.
I know.
Yeah. Is it true you're enrolling as a freshman next year at Michigan?
No.
No, that's not true.
No, probably in Southern California.
You
somewhere.
think so?
Right.
As the queen, can you have a favorite in the Rose Bowl game?
Yeah, I'm sure we can.
Can you say what it is publicly?
It will probably be UCLA because it's in our hometown. So.
I guess I should have expected that. The theme is Rejoice. Now, 1982 has clearly been a very, very good year for Suzanne Gillaspie. But has there been a lot to rejoice about for the rest of us, do you think?
Well, I think what the president of the Tournament of Roses is trying to get across is that in our world today, even though the unemployment is high and the economy is bad, I think that we do have things to rejoice over, like beautiful flowers and the freedom that we have in the world today.
Yeah, well said. You have been a little bit bitten by the showbiz bug here in your experience, haven't you?
Right.
Originally, you were going to study business?
And now I'm really interested in performing arts and also the public relations field.
Do you have an agent yet?
I have a commercial agent.
And what do you hope to do with that right away?
Well, after the Tournament of Roses, I hope to maybe be discovered someday.
Well, it doesn't hurt to be discovered by appearing on television from time to time.
Right.
What are you really good at?
Well, I think that being with a commercial agent has helped me to where I am right now because I got to talk with people that I didn't know. And when trying out for the Tournament of Roses, I had to talk in front of 9 judges, which wasn't easy.
How many people will be watching the parade when you are on official duty New Year's Day?
Probably about 125 million.
And that doesn't bother you?
Well, it does kind of, but it'll be so exciting that I think I'll love it.
I think you will, too. Thank you, and we'll be looking for you on New Year's Day.
Well,
Suzanne
thank you.
Gillaspie. We'll be back in a moment. Willard has a look at part of Christmas in America after we take a station break.
From New York, the 17th most pleasant city in the world, it's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Suzanne K. Gillaspie, the 65th Rose Bowl Queen, author Emily Prager, and comedian Stephen Wright. Also, a look at Dave's Toy Shop, and Santa Claus comes to visit. And now, a man who demands a sanitary water glass, David Letterman.
Thank you. That's awfully darn nice of you folks to do that. Welcome to the program. My name is David Letterman. Boy, you know, the deal with the economy now and Congress cutting all sorts of the latest unbelievable development in Washington. I just heard this. Congress is now, to try and scrimp and save a little bit of dough, they're planning to put an end to Mouseketeer pensions. You tell me what... That's great. What did you pay to get in here, huh? Oh, I tell you, a few minutes ago it was almost a standing ovation, and now... well, let's try one more. What do you think? One more? Time for one more? What the hell? Let's do one more. Well, I guess you've all been reading about the researchers at, was it Yale University? A biblical archaeologist and a theologian doing some research into the first Christmas, specifically the gifts that the 3 wise men brought. Looks like now, according to a mistranslation, it was gold, frankincense, and soap on a rope. So that's the kind of joke you can do at home, just an example of the fun you can have by yourself when the program's not on TV. Just fill in the blanks. Could have been anything. Gold, frankincense, and a canned ham. Anything fits. A new pair of shoes. Yes, put anything in the blank. Mix them, match them, swap them with your friends. Drive safely. Good night. We're going to have plenty of fun here tonight. Don't you worry about a darn thing. You know, it's getting to the time of year, the annual Tournament of Roses Parade, and we have the 65th Rose Queen, Suzanne K. Gillaspie, is here tonight. A woman who's been on this program before. She's here again tonight. She's written the book, A Visit from the Footbinder. Emily Prager is here. And a gentleman who was here before but did not get on the show. For the guards knocked him down in the hallway and roughed him up. He never made it, but tonight he'll be with us, Stephen Wright from Boston. And a visit from Santa Claus. Of course, anything else I should point out before we launch this sucker, as they say? Say hello to Mr. Paul Schaefer, if you will.
Yeah. David, I just want to say, this time of year, you know, there's a chill in the air. It's kind of nippy. It's cold. The cold winds are blowing down. But here in the studio, we're kind of toasty warm. And I think it's because of the warmth of a man, of an entertainer, person from Indiana, David Letterman. He entertains people.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul. And it is toasty. Later, we'll try and talk about your hit, Paul. Paul has a hit. We'll talk about that a little bit later. You know, with Christmas only 4 days away, many of the nation's retailers are completely sold out of this year's most popular toy items. Moms and dads who have left all their shopping to the last minute may find that mountain of Fall Guy four-wheelers is now nothing but an empty shelf. However, the late-night staff has discovered a number of toys that, for some reason, are still available in large quantities this week. Let's take a look at them, shall we? Well, you know, this year the Smurfs have stolen the hearts of countless children. Now for the science-minded youngster, there's the new visible Smurf. Yes, the clear plastic abdomen reveals all the major organ groups as well as the oxygen-starved blood that makes the Smurf do those silly stunts. Makes the Smurf do those silly stunts. The oxygen-starved Smurfs. There you go. Now, hard economic times can present tough career choices to young people. With the little pawnbroker set, kids learn that the financial suffering of others can be a real bonanza to them. This set comes complete with pawn tickets, glass case, shotgun, which is right here, of course, everything you'll need to become scavengers of human misery. Yes, it's the little pawnbroker set there. Now, for generations, families have enjoyed that challenging word game, Scrabble. Even so, the game has always had one drawback. It's all skill. Well, now the new electric Scrabble adds an extra dimension of confusion and turmoil to the popular board game. Letters now swarm randomly about, giving even the youngest infant a chance to win. Here it is, electric Scrabble. And the noise doesn't affect your concentration. No problem here. Yes, there you go. Electric Scrabble, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, as you know, can waste hours of time playing with silly putty, accomplishing absolutely nothing as they do so. Now, this new toy, Sensible Putty, shown here, it may not bounce, but it's just what your son or daughter needs to practice bathroom caulking and window sealing. Yes, let other kids throw their lives away peeling up pictures from comic strips. Your kid's future is right here in this can, ladies and gentlemen. Sensible Putty. Oh, stop. No, it's not necessary. Well, you know, it was only a matter of time before America's most glamorous teenager became a high-fashion doll. I'm speaking, of course, of the Brooke Shields doll right here. She will even talk now. If you pull the little string on the Brooke Shields doll, there you go.
Hello, I'm Brooke Shields, and I want to be your very best friend. I have many exciting outfits, and you can give me a wonderful new hairstyle, and I'm sorry, Mr. Letterman, I can't go through with this. I'm not the Brooke Shields doll. I just saw another opportunity to get on television. I'm sorry, I'm a sick toy. I promise I'll never do it again. Has anyone got a couple of CDs? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Kind of nice. Well, there you go. All right, now, well, here's a progressive toy. Let me get this out for you and show you how this works. This is the Mahatma Gandhi Passive Resistance Punching Bag. While youngsters pound away at the Hindu man of peace, he'll be teaching them a lesson in the futility of violence. There's Mahatma Gandhi. Pacifist or just plain yellow, you be the judge. It's the Mahatma Gandhi punching bag. Oh, stop. These are only jokes. Okay, now where? Oh, this is good. Watch your little leaguer's eyes light up when he sees this unique baseball glove. This is the Rawlings A202 Lee Liberace model. This, of course, has the deep well pocket, rhinestone trim, and scented ermine lining. Now, you have to hurry if you want one of these. The manufacturer has decided not to renew Liberace's contract. A spokesman for a sporting goods firm, they claim his recent palimony suit had nothing to do with their decision, however. The Lee Liberace Fielder's Glove. Glad you did. Here's something every Barbie fan will want. It's Barbie's parking space. Little girls can have hours of educational fun helping Barbie pull out and then park again. Doll and convertible purchased separately. At a recent convention, this was voted Toy of the Year for 1982. See, all you get here is the parking space. See, this is it right there. That's all you get. Oh, no, please, look. Toy of the Year. The Toy of the Year. All right, now, and finally, the cool kids know that every fun activity involves the danger of poking someone's eye out. Finally, there's a game for them. The game's called an eye out. And it lets kids aim a hail of projectiles at a giant eye trying to take over the city. This is not for sale in Michigan, Colorado, or West Virginia. All right. One shot here at the eye. Safety is still on, huh? Oh, okay, there you go. New gift items. We have to pause. We'll be right back. Don't you worry about a thing. Susan K. Gillaspie is here.
Listen to me. There's a ghost in this house.
There is where?
You can't see him.
Sally Field.
What do you call a woman who's being married less than 24 hours and can't decide between a dead husband and a live fiancé?
I know what I'd say.
James Caan.
Did not feel.
Well, then who is?
Me. And Jeff Bridges.
Hey, if I let you out alone like this, they're going to lock you up.
In Kiss Me, Goodbye. Rated PG. Starts tomorrow at a selected theater near you.
Got the taste of love, it's got the taste of bones. Bones, it's bones.
Dogs love the taste of Bones brand dog snacks so much because Bones tastes so much like a real bone. And it's hard enough to help clean teeth like a real bone, too.
It's got the taste of love, it's got the taste of bones. It's bones. It's got the taste, it's got the taste, it's got the taste of love. It's bones.
Now Bones comes two ways. Original, now even better tasting, and new beef flavor Bones.
Tonight, I curl up with my special double issue of People magazine. I love it, don't you?
It's on everyone's list.
With Princess Di, Streisand, Newman, Koppel, and E.T. among the year's 25 most intriguing people. People picks the 10 best movies, books, TV shows.
And the worst.
News on Ryan and Farrah, Richard Gere, and a very informal interview with President Reagan.
Plus a warm photo album of Sissy Spacek and other new celebrity mothers.
Pick a People special double issue.
And have a happy holiday.
This is New Orleans' world-famous Arnaud's restaurant. We secretly replaced the fine coffee they normally serve with Folgers crystals. Our dark, sparkling Folgers crystals, rich enough to top off a fabulous meal? Why?
You have more. I mean, it's delicious.
And a good, rich body and flavor. It was Folgers crystals.
I don't believe.
Oh, no. You mean instant? I would serve it at home. It's delicious.
I'd like another cup.
Folgers crystals. Coffee rich enough to be served in America's finest restaurant.
Thank you, Paul. My first guest tonight is a student at San Marino High School in Southern California, but that's not why we're having her on the show. She is here tonight because she is the 65th Rose Queen, and on New Year's Day will preside over the Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena. Welcome, please, Susan K. Gillaspie. You have your crown on, don't you?
Yep, that's right.
Is that are those actual valuable gems up there?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Did they tell you to wear the crown at all times?
No, you don't wear it at all times.
Yeah. Are you enjoying so far being the Queen of the Rose?
Yes, a lot of fun.
What is the official title? I'm not sure I had it right. 65th Rose Bowl Queen.
No, it's Tournament of Roses.
Tournament of Roses Queen. Okay.
Scratch the bowl.
Scratch the bowl. Okay. Sounds like part of a dirty joke, doesn't it? Now, you must be really excited, huh?
Yeah, I am really excited.
Now, are there rules that you have to follow?
Yeah, you have to be poised and eat and walk and sit right all the time.
Uh-huh. And are you eating and sitting right as far as you know?
Well, I guess I'm not sitting right.
Oh, you're sitting fine.
Yeah,
you
okay,
look fine.
I have to be comfortable.
Yeah. Now, do they have, they tell you how to wave in this parade?
Oh, yeah, there's 3 different ways that you can have. There's either the waving the window, or the...
Like washing the window. Like.
Washing the window.
Washing the window, yeah.
Or there's screwing in the light bulb.
That's not a wave, is it? But that's not, I've never seen anyone do that.
I haven't either, but this is what they tell us.
And what's the third one?
And the third one is the figure 8.
Oh, the figure 8. That's not for beginners, though, is it?
Right.
Oh, You have to have been in the competition a couple of years for that one.
Right.
Now, which one do you think you'll be using come New Year's Day?
I don't know. I haven't decided.
Yeah.
Not the light bulb. That's not a wave.
Yeah.
And probably just the traditional wave.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you, now how old are you?
17.
17. Have you been recognized much? I know you've only been queen a few short time now. Do people know who you are already?
Uh-huh. I guess so. You know, I go some places like in the market, and people recognize me. I look like really gross, but I don't have makeup on like I do when I go out to tournament functions.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise...
What do they say? Did they approach you, or they just...
Well, I was...
wave.
Well, I was at a restaurant with one of my friends, and I had just washed my hair, and it was wet, and I looked really not, you know, like a queen.
Yeah.
And some man came up to me, and he said, "So, you're the 1983 Tournament of Roses queen." And I said, "Yeah, you could say that. I don't look like it, but yes, I am."
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of embarrassing. You kind of have to look your best all the time, but
yeah.
On my off days, I'm in jeans and sweatshirts.
Yeah. Well, you look fine now. You look nice now. Well, I'm sure you look fine the rest of the time. Yeah, probably do. We're going to go away. We'll pause for a commercial. Get you anything while we're gone?
No.
Okay. We'll be right back with Susan K. Gillaspie.
Right now, you can send a very special Christmas gift anywhere in the country just by calling your florist. Ask for the Baking Dish Bouquet by Teleflora. This Christmas, a beautiful centerpiece. After Christmas, a Pyrex baking dish and beautiful server. So call your local florist and ask for the Baking Dish Bouquet. With Teleflora, the flowers always come in something as pretty as the flowers themselves.
The West has always been a place where a man went to prove himself. This spirit has been captured in Chaps, a cologne by Ralph Lauren. Chaps isn't just for men who ride horses. It's for men everywhere who are strong and proud, who are living their lives with a feeling of independence. Chaps, the cologne by Ralph Lauren, the spirit of the West that's everywhere today.
Holidays are filled with joy, love is the reason. What makes you bring your joys of the season?
The timeless beauty of golden chains. Woolworths makes them irresistible gifts with 50% savings now on a special collection of 14-karat gold chains. Choose from serpentines, herringbones, bracelets, and necklaces, all 14-karat gold, all 50% off. Gifts to treasure. What a beautiful way to live. From Bullocks to you.
I don't believe it. The whole city is talking. What a story. What a scandal. What a mystery. Amadeus. Amadeus. Winner of 5 1981 Tony Awards. Including Best Play of the Year. Amadeus. Some say he was murdered. Some say the man was Salieri. Did he do it? Did he murder Amadeus? Amadeus. The man, the music, the murder, the madness. Amadeus by Peter Shepard of the Shepard Theater. Charge tickets. Call 553-8101. The best play. The best mystery. Amadeus.
My career, because I had come out here on a 5-year contract from New York as a star. And a starring contract in your hand is quite an exciting thing, you know. So anyhow, that was my big excitement. And I thought, when I was asked to be queen, I thought that was just another day's publicity for me.
But May McAvoy said reunions like this one made her appreciate more what she did that cold New Year's Day back in 1923. She turns out every year. Before 1930, by the way, a Rose Queen didn't have to be from Pasadena. Pasadena crowned its first Rose Queen in 1905. You remember, don't you, Jack?
Lots of...
Just kidding.
Lots of hits. That's most...
50 years of Rose Parade history. Former queens of the Tournament of Roses gathered to honor these two women, the queens from 1923 and 1983. A lot of
You appreciate this as you get older, more, the honor of being queen. And you will too, darling.
Mm-hmm. May McAvoy has plenty of memories. At the time, the queen didn't have to be from Pasadena. And in 1923, she just arrived from New York with a big contract from a movie studio. She says at first she thought the parade was just another day's publicity.
I had been out to a very late party. I had about 3 hours sleep. And fortunately, I had a chauffeur then who could drive me over here, and I slept on the way from Hollywood and got up on the float freezing to death and rode down waving and wishing it was over.
Ms. McAvoy was a star of the silent screen, then starred in the first talkie, The Jazz Singer, with Al Jolson. She says her career meant more than a parade.
I found out years later that I had been the queen. I think I'd have acted differently.
She now attends the reunions with other past queens, held at the zoo this year because the sponsor of the reunion, Kodak, has a float that features animals. And that brought out a few extra guests. The sponsors also had a gift for May McAvoy, a camera, what else, in recognition of the oldest living tournament queen. Now, there may be some who feel parade queens are outdated or unnecessary, but not here.
I've met a lot of people and I've learned a lot through all of this.
It's tradition. It's always been that way ever since they started. And why shouldn't they keep it up? Does it harm anybody?
Part of the experience of being the queen of the Tournament of Roses is returning year after year to remember how cold was it, how many times did you really wave to the crowd, and realizing it doesn't change all that much, even in 60 years. Carol Hutchison, News 4, Griffith Park.
Folks from Kraft Foods are proud of what they make. They say
Susan and his children took part in the jersey retiring ceremony.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, the number 74, worn for 15 years by the man who played more games as a Los Angeles Ram than any other player in history. A man who was 14 times named a Pro Bowler by his colleagues, now retired, number 74, Merlin Olsen.
Well, here we are in the Rose Bowl memorabilia room. There's all this wonderful football memorabilia. I know, Merlin, you just had the honor of having your football jersey retired from the Rams. What do you think about that?
Very exciting, Sandy. Partially because that's an honor that comes from my peers, the people that know me best. And I think those are the honors that we appreciate the most.
You know, you've really done it all. You've been an athlete, you've been a commentator, you've been an actor, now Grand Marshal.
Job, Sandy. That's the problem.
What's next?
I don't know. I'm sure that I'll have a chance to do some more acting, to have an opportunity to do some different kinds of roles, and I'm looking forward to that. I want to continue to do some broadcasting. Those are things that are all exciting for me. But I'd also like to do some directing, some producing. There are an awful lot of things waiting out there for me, and I like that too.
Olsen attributes much of his success to his family life and lasting marriage.
Good marriages, like partnerships, Sandy, are based on giving, on being willing to share and to give a little bit more than you take away. And both partners have to feel the same way, or it doesn't work.
Susan, what about you? How do you feel?
I think that what Merlin said is exactly right.
That's why we're together.
Even though he's been in the public eye so much, he has always supported me very strongly in the things that I've done.
What do you do? How do you keep yourself busy?
Well, I do a lot of volunteer work, and of course I have 3 children, 2 teenagers.
That's for sure.
Busy.
The Olsen family image is a part of what this year's tournament president, Thornton Hamlin, was looking for in a Grand Marshal.
Well, after going through a list of about 100, the result was that Merlin Olsen was my choice. For a young man of 42 years, he's come a long ways. The other beautiful thing about him, he is a family man.
Surprisingly, Merlin Olsen had some handicaps to overcome before his phenomenal success.
Merlin, I understand that as a child you were kind of an, well, how can I say it, an awkward kid.
I was sure that all the coaches that kept cutting me off those squads were wrong. And finally, by the time I got to be a sophomore in high school, I was able to make my first team, which was exciting. And things have gone pretty well since that time.
You know, I think all of us set goals for ourselves. They're not always easy to attain. What do you think your magic is?
I think one of the advantages I had was, having been frustrated so often early, I learned that if you just are willing to stay with things and work hard, even though it may take a long time, you can ultimately reach the goals you want to reach.
I will be looking for Merlin and his family in the parade.
Oh, what a lovely man. I really enjoyed meeting him. Let's now meet someone that you might want to look for.
He won't be as easy to spot. His name is Kenny Farnsworth, and he's like thousands of young people who are making a very special contribution to the parade. Let's find out just what he does. People, floats, roses, and music. The 1983 Rose Parade will feature 21 different marching bands from cities all across America, from Pasadena to Chicago to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.